Hey YouTube, I am Mistress Jody, and I'm bringing you this video today just to update some of the women or females that are looking into getting into Findom in 2013. Uh, just a couple of things that I think you guys should know. That Findom is, first off, let's start off by saying I've been into Findom and femdom for a few years now, maybe about 5 years, 6 years now. I heard of it years ago, but I just never took the time out to really, I was like, that can't exist. There's not a dude out there paying you to just take away his money like that. So, years had went by, and a friend of mine had started to, she said something about it. And I just like, okay, let me go look. I have a good job. I work. I have a nice job. But, it was something that interests me. So I took a little time out to actually study it, to educate myself, because it's one of the main things that you do have to do. You have to educate yourself on what you're about to get into. Because being a Findom, first off, being a Findom is not easy, as a lot of people have made it out to be sometimes. It's easy, but it's not easy. It takes work. Especially now with everything being so saturated with so many new doms and customers, or subs, they get duped, or a girl may not do what she says she's gonna do because she don't know exactly how to do it because she's new, and it kind of turns off a lot of subs. So it's subs out there, good subs. It's good money to be made, but you have to work. It is a constant at least 5 days a week, I'm doing something. If I'm not shooting content, I am catching up on all of the sites and sending out tweets and sending out messages and stuff like that. So, if you're looking at this video, more than likely you've already started to look into what it means to be a Findom, or what a Findom is. I'm not here to really explain all of that. I'm just here to give you some pointers on how it is being a Findom now. Second, if this is something that you are looking to get into overnight, and you think you're going to go come in and make $50,000 in a week and a half, this is not for you, because that's few and far between. There may be a dom here and there that actually comes on in a week. She's like, oh my God, I made $16,000 in 2 days. There may be that, but that's few and far between. Being a Findom takes work. It's not all about cussing and telling the guy, rude stuff, or telling the sub rude stuff, or subs come in female and male, by the way. But it's not all about being rude. It's about understanding your craft and really homing in on what kind of dom you want to be. So that takes time. It takes time when you getting to know yourself during this process. It's not something that you could you jump right into and you like a fish to water and you know exactly what to know. It takes time. And the way you figured it out is by studying and looking at other girls on maybe Twitter or FetLife or something like that, other sites that cater to Findoms. You can even pull up a couple of videos on the hub and see what doms do in sessions and what it entails. There is no correct way to be a dom. It's all on you homing in on what it is that you like. For instance, I don't cater to any fetishes that I don't enjoy. Any kinks that I don't enjoy, I don't cater to it. Because if I'm not enjoying it, then the sub won't enjoy it. So what sense does it make for me to do that? I had to really sit down and look at a list of kinks and like, okay, I can't do that one. There's no way I could do that one. And I came up with my list of what I don't like. And then from that list, I pulled what I do like. And that's by researching what it was and figuring out exactly what to do with that person. Because being in a session is like totally different. Once you're in a session, this person this sub that's paid or attributed to you for you to provide this type of session, that's what they're looking for. That's what they want. And trust me, subs know when you're new, or when you not even new, because you could be new but know what you're doing. Specific key. You find your niche. The first thing I did when I became a Findom is I started to look into smoking, because I already smoke. So I'm like, okay, I smoke cigarettes every day. I see something about smoking fetish. Let me go check that out. So I figured out what that was. I watched some videos. I found some doms that did it, and I looked at what they were doing. And then I actually, when I had subs reaching out to me about being an ashtray or whatever, a human ashtray, or enjoying watching me smoke, I got into detail. I wanted to know what about it they enjoyed. Honestly, like, I really want to know, if you enjoying me smoking, what about it are you enjoying? Like, is it the exhale? Is it the inhale? Is it the smoke? Is it the whole thing? Is it the hearing? That I wanted to understand. And when you get those subs where you can actually ask them that, they'll be honest with you. And not every sub likes the same thing, but that puts you on a journey where you kind of figuring out what it is that you really want to do. Now, being a Findom, being a Findom is a lot like running a business. It's not just about how many guys I could dupe out of this, or I could do this with, I could talk to him this kind of way. It's not like that. There is a process of, you have to develop a brand. Like, it's just like any other business. If you were to make a purse, you would have to develop that brand. So you are your brand. So it takes a lot of investing and believing in yourself, to be able to complete what you need to do. Now, I know a lot of Doms said a lot of stuff to you guys about going to Twitter first, and yeah, you want to start there, because that is the underground. Well, it's like a little community on Twitter where that's where you market. Now, you would market there. You go there and you start there, and you would be able to see other Doms, and you would learn. Like, you could learn. I actually sit all the time, still to this day, I sit and I go through my homepage of all the Doms I'm friends with, and I just really pay attention to their feed, and I'm like, okay, this is what they're saying. Why they saying it? So I really go into understanding what their fit, what their niche is, just to make sure that I don't want to add to my niche, and which you can't add anytime. I started off with doing I started out being a Findom, and then I was a smoke. I'm a smoke dom to this day. I still do a lot of smoking. That's my niche. That's the niche that I'm in. Then I've also added to that. It's a couple of things that I've learned over the years. Now I'm like, oh, I want to do that. So you can develop on those skills. Like, it's like, let's say if it's age regression or age play. Well, I don't want to say that. Let's say if it's like chastity. Like, then you would want to learn what that's about. Or if it's anything, you would be surprised what the fetishes, what the kink and fetish list looks like. What I normally do, what I did when I first, started out or whatever, I went on, like, I want clips. I went there and I pulled up the categories, and I'm like, whoa, that's all of the kinks. And I started to look at the ones that I could do. Like, okay, I like that. But if I'm going to do that, then I need to understand what it is I'm doing. That's the biggest part of being a Dom, period, is understanding what it is that you are providing. You have to understand that, yeah, it is fun to do, and there is a lot of money to be made, but if you don't do it correctly, like, if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to get far. You're not going to get, once that being new thing wears off, you won't get far at all. Like, with that. So, learn your craft. It takes time. It took me, now I got tributes early on. Like, I got tributes within the first month or two. I even had a sub. I still have the same sub from, I say, 2 months after I started. He is my favorite and my most trusted sub. There is a relationship that develops between a Dom and a sub. And it's natural. It's something that, once you have them as a sub, and they've been with you for years, even months, you start to, I won't say care, but they're part of your life. They're part of your everyday routine. He quit for a little while, and I would say, every guy, and I had to hurry up and replace him, because I still needed those things that he would do, and I had got spoiled. Of course I have my own money, but spending their money is so much more fun. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot better than spending my own. Why should I have to spend money when I exist? That's basically the basis of being a findom. Is I should have what I want because I look like I look. I am who I am, and I fucking exist. Yeah, so you should want to do this because you should want me to have the best of everything. That's really how the attitude of a findom is. Like, that's what it is. So anyways, you develop a relationship with your long-time subs. You want at least 2 or 3 long-term subs. You want that many. But to start off, I got tributes early on. But once I got those tributes, I didn't know what the hell to do. That's when I got completely lost, and I was like, whoa, I don't know what I'm doing. Let me pause for a minute. So I kind of dropped off. Like, I would post every day, I would tweet every day, but I really was not really interacting as deeply as I could to like how I am now with my subs. I was more like, I tried to get a quick dollar out of them and try to see what I could get out of them, and whatever they say I would kind of mimic. And that's not really what it is all about. It's understanding your own dominance. Like, being dominant is not something that could be, honestly, something that could be really taught. It kind of comes with you. Like, in real life, like right now I have on my regular clothes. In real life, I'm dominant. I'm aggressive. That's how everybody know me as. I just, don't fuck with her. I'm naturally aggressive, but I'm caring at the same time. So that kind of transfers over into my dumb persona, because yes, I am like really dominant, but I give a damn. Anyways, back to what y'all need to know. In all of this, the whole point of posting on Twitter and FetLife and whatever sites you use to be, and Instagram and Snapchat, the whole point of a fandom doing that is to steer the traffic to content. Content is key. Yes, you will get a lot. You get tributes and stuff like that, but content creates residual money. It creates a it creates a income that you can make while you sleep. Like, you could be sleeping, you could wake up and you done sold 15 videos, and they $15 a piece or $20 a piece, and you sold that many videos. Some girls, I've even seen some doms that have their videos at $50. That is wonderful. I can't wait to get there. But in the meantime, I'm not quite at the point where I feel comfortable charging, pricing my videos at that expensive, because I'm still developing all the content that I want to do. Now, mind you, I've been at this now about 4 or 5 years, honestly. And building your following and getting all those, it's not just about how many followers you have, because you can have 2,000 followers, 1,500 followers, and you got those good subs that make sure that your potential money stays good and they buy up everything that you do. I do things like, I do content. The content that I create, a lot of doms really don't go into that, but I'm just going to tell y'all a couple of categories. Like, I do videos. I post those videos. I have a fan page, I put those down in the description later. I do audio. I also do calls. I do texting. Like, all of that stuff is put together in a unit that brings me in X amount of dollars a month, on top of what I do, 8 hours a day, every day, 5 days a week at my job, and then I come home and I do this. Then you have to find time to be able to do this type of stuff. Even when I'm not at work, when I'm like getting ready for work and I've done my makeup, and I take a quick picture, bam, I might still have on my night clothes, but bam, I'm taking a quick picture. Something like that. You have to create opportunities during the day to be able to do this, because it takes you being on camera every single day. Like, you will love, I'm serious. If you had a low self-esteem before, you will have the highest self-esteem in Findom. Like, Findom boosts your self-esteem so much. So, because you have to be confronted with an image of yourself every day. Whether it's your feet, some doms don't show their face, which is called an anonymous dom, which is fine. You know, whatever area of them that they want worship, they show. Now, me personally, I show my face. You know, because I think I am bad, but I have a nice ass, you know, I have nice ass, but I rarely show that because I'm very uncomfortable with the attention that it brings. So I know I should do more content doing that, but being honest, like, I really don't want you just to worship my ass, because in my real life, I make sure that I'm not with somebody who just does that, who just wants me for what I look like, because I'm so much more than that. So I just, you know, in my dom life, I still do the same thing. Like, in certain areas of me, I just don't want you to worship, because that is a trigger for me in my regular life. So it's a way for me to keep everything separate. Anyways, content is key. And when you first start out, right, you want to have, like, okay, every dom that I know of has an amount per day that they want to make with everything combined, whether that's tributes, gifts, video sales, whatever. You want, you know, you want to get to the point where you having a $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7,000 a day. You having those kind of days, but that does not happen with you just starting and you just think you go. You know, it does not happen that way all the time. That is few and far between that actually happens, where a dom starts today and tomorrow she's rich. That's not how it goes. You want to create longevity. So when you're ready to stop being a dom, which happens all the time, because you have to take a mental break from the whole situation, because it can become very stressful. I'm going to tell you guys again, make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. It's not just about money. And a lot of people really misinterpret it for just being about money. It's just like any other job. You have to study, you have to practice, you have to get better at it, you have to want more, you have to stay motivated. It is tiring sometimes. But when you do that, if I've been recording every day after work, I'm coming home, I'm washing up and I'm putting on some makeup again, and I'm throwing on my dom outfit, and I'm getting into content, then if I do that for a whole month, I'm posting my content, editing it, doing all of that. If I work myself like that for a whole, say for like a month, I'm going to see what comes from it. I'm going to see what comes from it. So hard work is necessary, because I'm going to see it. You get to see your hard work. Your first couple of videos may not sell shit. You may not get you may not sell any. Then you keep going until you find the avenue that works for you. There's certain avenues, like I will post a video and it won't get not one sale. But then I post something that I I like it, but it wasn't my best. And then, hey, here I am, 9, 10 sales in a day. So there it is. You know, you will see the impact of doing that. Now, posting content and posting on Twitter and FetLife and things like that, it is important, because your marketing is done on Twitter and FetLife to run them to websites like I want clips, or I want videos, whatever, different sites, mini vids, and it's to run them to the site to buy that content. Loyal Loyalfans, that's what all of the advertising you're doing on Twitter is for. So you make sure you running them to the right places. Now, I had to learn to start small. I had to learn to start small. I'm a kind of person, once I dive into something, I immerse myself completely. Like, I'm doing this every day, all day. This is what I do. I wake up, breathe. That's what it is. And I was on every platform I could find. I was on everything. So spread out. So my subs did not know where to go daily to see new content from me. I had it so spread out. So I had to learn to like get not really tunnel vision, but to become focused when it comes down to where I'm putting content. Like on one site, I might only load pictures. On the other site, I might only load clips. It depends. And on another side, I might load both. But I can't simultaneously. If you go and create work for yourself, you're gonna have to work. If you go and put it where you're doing 5 and 6 and 7 sites a day, you will have to do 5 and 6 and 7 sites a day to kind of home in to where you want to go. I would suggest you start off using, 1 or 2 sites. You would do your Twitter stuff and your FetLife stuff. You do that on that marketing sites. Do as many as you want. But as far as loading content and creating content and posting every day and being relevant, I would suggest you start with like 1 or 2 sites. You may have a OnlyFans or Loyalfans. That's great. Now you have that's one that you have every day that you need to post on, and then after that, you would probably have a video site like clips for sale or I want clips, where you go and put your content, or you go because you have to edit your content once you're done. Because I could do some things first taking is great, but most of the time you have to edit your content to get exactly what you want. So once you do all of that and you load it that way, that is the point of being a Findom. It is not just making money. It's not just making money. Sorry about that. It's not just getting a sub to give you tributes. There's so much more money to be made in this market. Honestly, I've seen it recently, like for Christmas. Oh my God. Oh, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. That was a very good deal. Now, that was a pretty good deal for Christmas. Christmas was pretty good. But also, now I got into, and you can probably tell by looking at me, I am not 18. I'm not. I'm not 18, and I'm not 20. I'm not 50 either. But in Findom, age, as long as you're over 18, age does not matter. I swear. I see older Findoms, like, they older than me, and I'm like, dang, they making it. I see younger Findoms. I see Findoms my age. Everybody, it does not matter how old you are. I've seen 60. And this is something that they at their age or in that stage of life, you probably want to do for fun, just to, shoot, have fun. That's probably something you want to do. But, it does not matter how old you are. It depends on what you know about the craft that you have invested into, the niche that you've invested yourself into. There's other videos that'll tell y'all sites, but I just want to update y'all of what it's like in 2023, 2022 to be a Findom. It's not some of those. Make sure you look at when those videos were like 4 or 5 years ago. That ain't even hardly relevant right now. Honestly, it might give you some good tips on where to start, but the game has gotten so much more. It's different. It's not the same as it was 5 years ago. So you have to constantly keep learning, constantly keep learning new apps and how to use this and how to load that and what kind of content I need. If you can notice, I'm in kind of like a space with, stuff on the wall and all that. This is kind of like my studio space where I had to designate a spot in my home. Like, hey, when you see me here, don't say nothing to me. And that would be for my family and friends that would come over, and I had to do something right quick, like a Skype video or a Skype call or a session or something like that. And learn as much as you can. That's the only advice I really have for y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching my video. If you like my video, go ahead and like it, and go ahead and press the subscribe button. It helps me out a lot for free. And some of those things I talked about will be down in the description box. Again, I am Mistress Jody, and it has been a wonderful time telling you guys what it's like to be a Findom now.